What's up, guys? It's your boy again, Reborn X. Hey, on this video I'll be showing you guys how I install my glow shift gauge. It's a pretty inexpensive boost gauge that I got from eBay, and it's really fairly simple as far as the install process. So yeah, stay tuned and follow the direction on your piggyback. All right, the piggyback, it says don't use a fuse greater than 10 amp. I believe that's what it states on there. On my video, you see that I use 20 because that's what I had at the moment. But follow the direction of the piggyback. All right. Stay tuned. This is my glow shift boost gauge. With this gauge comes 4 wires, which is the red, the yellow, the black, and the orange wire, which is right here. It also comes with the little line right here, the boost line, or whatever you want to call it, the boost hose or line, and that's pretty much it. So all 4 of these, and then plus that line right here. All right, which I'm going to run through the firewall and tap into a vacuum source. All right, but with this 4 wires, the black is always ground, of course. I'm sure we all know that, and the yellow is going to be a constant 12 volt. Here it is, the yellow. It's going to be a constant 12 volt. So which means below right here in my fuse box, right here, I'm going to use this little multimeter, and I'm going to check the fuses and find a 12 volt source with without the key bin and ignition and stuff like that. All right, so without the key bin and ignition, I'm gonna find a 12 volt source, and then that's where I'm gonna run my pigtail, which is here somewhere, which is right here, my little piggyback or whatever you want to call this, out of circuit. So I'm gonna extend that wire, and then attach it to this, and I'm gonna tap into a 12 volt source in the fuse box. All right, I'm gonna do that for all 3 of those wires. I'm gonna do it for the red, the yellow, and the orange. All right, guys. All right, I went ahead and I extended the yellow wire using speaker wire. All right, I just got the little connector, which is fairly cheap from AutoZone or any parts store. And then down here is the other end of the wire. All right, but all I want to do is connect both of these together. Okay, so I'm going to tap this wire into the other end of this, and then next I'm going to find a 12 volt source. Like I said, with the key switched off, you want to find a constant 12 volts connection. Okay, let's try to find a constant 12 volt. Okay, it's not reading 12. Okay, this is reading 12.79 volt. So I just found a constant 12 volt source. All right. So this second fuse right here is reading 12.79 constant volt. So that's the fuse that I'm going to tap into. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it should look like. Like I said earlier, I extended that, what is it, yellow wire, I think it was. Let me make sure. Yep, yellow wire. I extended the yellow wire with a speaker wire. Then I added this add a circuit thing at the end of it. So all I did was I removed the old fuse that was here, insert it into the add a circuit, and then I just add another fuse to pretty much, you know, make sure that, hey, my stuff don't get blown. Next, all you do is just plug it in like so, and that is done. So now all I'm going to do is pretty much repeat this step for the next 2. But again, like I said, on the next wire, which is going to be the red one, the red wire, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to extend it, and then I'm going to find 12 volts that is switched which means once I turn the key, I'm going to find a fuse that has 12-volt power. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. This fuse right here gets 12.38 volt once the key is switched on. So this is the fuse I'm going to tap into. Then once I take the key off and switch it off, it goes back to 0 volt. So this is the key, this is the fuse I'm going to be tapping into for the next wire, which is going to be the red wire. As you can see, I just added the circuit for the second wire, which is, I believe, the red wire. Yep, this first one is the yellow wire. I extended it, add the circuit. This one is the red. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing for the orange wire, but the only difference is I'm gonna find a fuse that has 12 volts when the headlights is on. Alright, once I locate that fuse, I'm gonna do the same thing for the third wire, which will be the orange wire. And then after that, I just gotta ground everything up and hook up the hose line, and that's it. Alright guys, for my third wire, which is the orange wire, I did extend the wire. I got it all the way down here. Alright, but for now, I went ahead and found my 12 volts with the headlights on, which I found it to be this right here. Alright, you can see right now the negative is pretty much grounded, and I got my positive right here on the 10 volt. It's reading 0.00. That is with the headlights off. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch the headlights on. The headlights is on. Take you back right here. Okay. Now it's reading 12.08. Alright. Okay. Let's check it again. Yep, we do got 12 volt. So this is the fuse right here that I need. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and tap into that for that orange wire, and that would be it. The ground wire, I got it extended using the same speaker wires that I've been using for the rest of my extensions. And at the end of it, I got this little metal clip piece, or whatever you want to call it, at the end of it. So what I did is, behind here there was a little bolt right in here where the hole is. There was a little bolt in there, so I took it off. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this bolt around this, and then I'm gonna bolt it down in that place right there where I just showed you. Alright, and then if all is done right, we should have power to the gauge, and then all that's left is to hook up that vacuum line, and that's it. So my ground wire is grounded. Alright, with the rest of those 3 wires, the red, the yellow, and the orange, I believe it was, all 3 of those are right here. And then let me go ahead and tap into that vacuum line, which is right here. Matter of fact, I gotta route this vacuum line that goes from behind the gauge. I gotta route it through the firewall, and then I'm gonna tap into a vacuum source. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that, but first let me go ahead and route it through the firewall. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is that boost line that I mentioned earlier. Goes from the back of the gauge through the firewall and needed to be tapped into a vacuum source. So all I did was I put a T-fit in on this existing boost line right here. So I put a T-fit in, and then so that's it. That take care of that. So now, moment of truth. Let's see if my work is good, and if we can get power to this gauge. Okay. So the glow shift is powered on, as you can see. It's on. It's off. It's on. Okay, let's see. This is a little button to change the colors. I'm gonna leave it on blue. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it on blue. This thing has 7 different colors. That's one thing that attracts me to this gauge. Alright, but the only way we're gonna know for sure that it works is by starting the car and see what happens. Goes up when I hit the throttle, and it goes back down when I release the throttle. So the gauge is working. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut the car off and just clean up all the cables and make it nice and neat. Alright. Alright folks, this is how you install a boost gauge from Glow Shift. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions or any comments, please leave them below. And if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing for more content.